Hello, hello, you fabulous interior design professional. Welcome to Business of Design. I'm Kimberley Seldon, and I don't know about you, but I found myself kind of staring at my inbox this morning and thinking, am I imagining or are things a little slow? We're busy with projects that have already been started, but where have all the leads gone? Why is my phone not ringing like it normally does at this time of year? Anyone else feeling this way, or am I just, I don't know, imagining things? I'm not imagining things. It's slow. It's slow, slow for me right now. And you know what? I don't like that. I've been here before. I didn't like it then. But as Maya Angelou says, every storm runs out of rain eventually. I don't think she said eventually, but that's how I feel eventually. Here's something else that is true. A slow season doesn't mean a wasted season. In fact, some of the biggest breakthroughs in my business have occurred when I had some quiet time to do some of those things I maybe have been putting off. So today, I thought I might share 5 things you can do when work is slow. I hope it isn't, but if it's not slow now, it might be slow another time, specifically for you, if you are an interior design professional. 5 things you can do when work is a little bit slow. And these are moves rather that will help you come out stronger, more organized, more booked up, and yeah, more profitable. So we're going to dive into that as soon as we hear from Cheryl Horn, and we're really glad you're here.
Thanks, Kimberly. Well, I will try to be brief because we all know before even listening to this episode that at least a couple of those 5 tips are going to be about systems because they are so crucial to your business. So if you don't want to start from scratch, we would love for you to become a member. You will gain access to courses, coaching, and community all in one place, and it will transform your business. If you are not yet a member, please head to businessofdesign.com and check out all that we have to offer. And of course, I am available to answer any questions that you have either about membership or about the content once you dive in. We would love to be part of your success.
Okay, off the top of the show, I said it's a little slow for me. I'm not going to lie. I've had some projects put on hold. And I'm just not getting as many consultations as I normally do. And that's the number one way for me to know if my client pipeline isn't going to be full. And it's a little worrisome, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have to get into the reasons that's all happening. I think we all know that politics is a little bit dynamic, shall we say, at the moment. And that has certainly made my clients in Canada nervous. And I appreciate that. But here are 5 things you can do, 5 things that I'll be doing to increase activity in the new project category. The first one is to reconnect with former clients. I remember this really well from 2008. That was a complete and utter shutdown, meltdown. Unlike this one, that was just kind of like a slow grinding halt. That one was just like full stop, nothing's happening. But this idea to reconnect with former clients is gold. When things go quiet or quieter than you'd like, it's important for me, at least, not to just focus on new leads, but rather to circle back to those people, those clients who already understand and appreciate my value. The ones that I loved, those clients that I just would work with over and over again. Since my current calendar for new projects looks a little empty, I decided to send a few casual emails to favorite past clients, friendly hellos. One I sent is currently in my inbox. It was just like, hey, how's your living room? I was thinking about you because I had company last weekend and my coffee table is so small. I wish I had your ginormous coffee table. Now, I'm not trying to sell anything in that email, and this client prefers to be contacted by email. I'm just saying hi. And what was lovely is she responded within an hour and she just said, oh my God, this was the nicest message. I just want you to know my living room makes me happy every single day. and I hope you and your family are doing great. And then she said, say hi to Kathy. So I thought, okay, that feels like an opening. So I replied and said, Kathy and I were wondering if you want to grab lunch one afternoon. We haven't seen you for ages. The weather is nice. Let's take advantage of patio time. And she, in fact, reached back out and said, that sounds great. So we're working on dates. The thing is, clients aren't to me, and nor are they to you. I don't think just past projects, money in the bank. They're real people. And often you want to work with them again. They just need a little nudge or a reminder. And I have found that a no pressure check in is all it takes sometimes to reopen the door. I sent about 12 emails, and one of the responses, which is typical. I remember this from 2008 was something like, "Oh my God, that's so funny. We were just talking about you. We finally bought the lake house." And then she said, she reminded me that she had shown me pictures of this particular lake that she liked and Lake Joe, and she wanted to be on it, and they finally did it. And she said, like, of course, we're going to need your help with everything, but it doesn't seem like a good time to launch a project. And I thought, okay, there's my opening, right? I can say, yeah, I would agree. It might not be the best time. However, it's quiet for us, and we might be able to do some of the planning now, but not pull the trigger in terms of purchasing and procurement. If it doesn't seem like the right time, we can wait a little bit and see if there's going to be some sales or whatever. And she said, I like that idea. Let's talk. So we've set up a phone call. Former clients are gold because they already trust you, right? They've lived in spaces you've created. They have sung your praises to their friends. They are your biggest advocates. So just a friendly check-in once in a while. I also love to send birthday cards a year after the reveal. That's another nice way to keep in touch. Bottom line, it's a relationship. It's not a transaction. And I should be doing this all the time. But I confess, I do get lazy about it. So this is when it's a little slow, it's just a reminder. That's your number one resource for new projects. Number two, this is not something I need to do, but I added it here because I thought for a lot of interior design professionals that we meet, they would benefit so much from having an operations manual, but who has time, right? So if you've ever caught yourself saying, I really should write this system or this procedure or this protocol down, now's the time when business is a bit slow. My operations manual is my playbook for business. I started documenting years ago how I onboard clients, how I source, my exact process for the way I prep for install days, what's in the installation bag. All of that has been life-changing. No more reinventing the wheel, no more forgetting critical steps. I now have an operation manual that includes the exact steps to how you go from an inquiry to a proposal, a checklist for every site visit, for trade day, a vendor checklist, my pricing matrices, and email templates for every step of the process. So an operations manual really is kind of a stake in the ground that you are serious about business and you are not just in this as a creative merrymaker. Not only that, but I have found when you're ready to hire help, like even if it's a virtual assistant or a junior designer, the operations manual is unbelievably important. Unbelievably important. I'll try that again. Because it allows you to delegate finally those tasks that you just don't have time for or don't want to do. We finally, after years and years, made my Kimberley Seldon Design Group operations manual available to Business of Design community. It's very dense, but it's super straightforward, easy to read, easy to understand, and super easy to customize as well. So you can just add your own logos, etc. And it really is a step-by-step guide to every single one of the business of design steps, those 15 steps we talk about all the time, including all the checklists, the templates. There's so many templates in there that you can use, and I use them every single day. some to run my business and some to run my projects, because those are two different things. And, again, we're talking about client onboarding, project timelines, email scripts, vendor tracking, install day workflows. Every single piece of the operations manual has been tested, polished, and used in real life by me and by so many others. So if you decided you wanted to make that happen for yourself, you can definitely create it yourself. For those of you, no pressure, or who would like to get ours, go to businessofdesign.com. Cheryl can answer any questions you have about it, but it's truly, truly an invaluable document. So that's the second one. Number 2 is the operations manual. Number 3, I would say when business is slow is the very best time for you to add the systems that you need to your business, right? Most of us have some system or process we know we should fix up, but we've avoided doing it because it feels hard or it feels complicated or there isn't time. For me, one of them was finally switching from tracking expenses in whatever random fashion my staff wanted to into a precise protocol that automated all the checks and balances and even payment. I cannot believe how much time that saved. It all seemed like a very big task to create, but once it's created, oh my gosh, so easy. You might consider tackling systems like a client onboarding process or pre-qualifying and qualifying information. I wouldn't even know where to begin with project management because there are hundreds, literally hundreds of systems. But, for me, one of the big ones was getting a worksheet consistent that allowed us to more confidently place orders for goods. Something as simple as creating a protocol for all the folders in the back end. We use Dropbox for a lot of our stuff. We have a lot of big data in there, big movies and images, etc. So it has to have a fair bit of storage. And I love how simple it is, but we have very exact protocols. And in fact, one of the days on Business of Design Live, when we do BOD Live, I should really go through how we do that. If you don't know what BOD Live is, it is part of, included with, absolutely free if you are a member, and it's once a month. You can show up and you can ask me anything. You can think of it as your opportunity to have me on your own board of directors, if that sounds good. If you've always wanted a partner, I'm there for you. Once a month, it's part of your membership. We'd love to have you join us. Systems, as you know, I talk about all the time. They are the foundation that will allow you to prosper and to stay sane. I don't know any other way to put it. Your clients may not see all the systems you have in place, but boy, they will feel them and they will be confident that you have everything under control and you're taking care of all of it. And I can't tell you how happy you're going to be when you implement finally something you've been, delaying implementing. Okay, so that was a third one, finally getting some systems implemented. And by the way, if you get one implemented, you'll likely get, do more because you'll see how great it feels. And again, how much it can help with delegation, no question about it. Number 4 is the more amorphous one. And I'm going to say slow season equals skill season. This is an opportunity to take that course, play with the new software, explore some new style that you've been thinking of exploring. So number 4, I would say, is sharpen your skills in some way. I once took a course on color psychology just for fun, and it really changed the way I approach it, wellness in spaces. And so now I'm not just choosing hues because I like them for their aesthetics, but I'm thinking about how they make clients feel when I'm going to introduce those colors and those subjects. And I literally had a client, one of my first clients after I took this course, say to me, I don't know what it is, but this room just makes me breathe easier. And I thought, oh my gosh, bingo, that was totally worth the money I spent on that course. It was a previous slow February. I carved time out to learn a new rendering tool. It felt like, learning a new language, or I'm going to say something even crazier than that. I don't know, like flying a spaceship. I don't know. It was so hard, but I finally slugged my way through it and decided it's not for me. I never am going to be the person who does the drawings in my office. But I do think it's important sometimes just to challenge your mind. And obviously, I talk about this on the show a lot, that I will frequently try to sharpen my skills outside of interior design in order to keep my batteries charged. So I've taken improv courses and I really need to get back to that. I take Spanish on the regular. And I recently went back to tap dancing. So, look for videos coming to you soon. Probably not. But anyway, I do enjoy it. It's really fun. The beauty is if you invest in yourself, if you take some courses, if you learn a new skill, then when things pick back up, you'll not just be more confident, but you will have this new skill or this new tool. And it might even be something that you can charge more for, or increase your offering. So you can think of a slow period in your business as an opportunity for creative hibernation. You want to be sharper, stronger, and even more aligned with your goals as a business owner when you emerge from that. And emerge you will, right? Again, Maya Angelou said, every storm runs out of rain. So no matter what's happening in your business, you can turn things around, but take advantage of a lull if that's what you're seeing. And then finally, number 5 will surprise nobody, but raise your rates. I'm going there. I'm going to say when things slow down, it is so tempting to discount your services or lower your rates. And I always say when a designer presents the solution to me, so let me get this straight. Your phone's not ringing. You're not getting inquiries. So why do you think lowering your rate is going to increase those things? Right? It doesn't. Those two things are unrelated. And in fact, I have had a client I've coached for some time, and she has been charging the same hourly rate, honestly, for 10 years. And last month, we did a review of her profit and loss statement and compared it to actual time spent on the job. And she realized what so many of us realize, that she is way, way, way undercharging. So she did raise her rates. Want to guess by how much she raised her rates? Do, 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 do. That's right, 100%. She raised her rates 100%. She was at 125. She's now 250. And you know what? The next client who came her way didn't blink, didn't say a word. They expected her rate, that level of pricing, based on the quality of her work and what her website looked like and the professionalism with which she greeted them, etc. Your pricing tells a story, right? And I always say your fee is your brand. Don't spend all this time telling me how you serve high-end clients in your luxury design and you're $100 an hour, because those two things are incompatible. Remember, your pricing tells a story, your fee is your brand. So even just adjusting your minimum project size or your consultation fee can attract more serious clients and put you closer to that place where you can do your best work. Because make no mistake, you cannot do your best work if you're not earning money, right? So the 5 smart moves you can do when business is a little bit slow. Number 1, reconnect with former clients. Say hello, reach out, take them for lunch. Number 2, create your own operations manual or steal mine and adapt it as necessary. Number 3, add those systems you've been needing to add. Even if you add one, the motivation will encourage you to add more. Number 4, sharpen your skills. Do something that feels like it's going to be growth or recharge your creative battery. And number 5, raise your rates. The reality is every single one of us has hit a slow patch in the past, or we will hit one in the future. How we use that time is what separates us from being stuck, right? Or scaling up. So I want to say thank you so much for listening today. You have options. You've got creativity, you've got drive. And this season, if it's quiet, it might be an opportunity to build the kind of business you dreamed about when you first launched. So instead of spinning into worry, which I can do, waiting for the phone to ring or checking my inbox incessantly, maybe it's time to invest in yourself, strengthen your systems, and get reconnected with people you love, right? Because your next big project might be one thoughtful email away. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at Business of Design. If you love this episode, please make sure to follow us, rate us, and leave a quick review. It really helps more designers like you find us, which is really important. And thank you so much for being a part of my own success story. I would like to be a part of yours as well. Reach out to us anytime. We're always here for you. Have a fabulous week.